It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Greetings, NBA fans. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson, and seated beside me, Kenny the Jet Smith and the Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal. And tonight, it'll be the Memphis Grizzlies going up against the Denver Nuggets at Pepsi Center. Looking at Denver, they're looking to come out strong and make their mark early. They have to look at this game as a great opportunity to do just that. And the clock ticking down to tip off. Kenny, you won 2 championships, might I remind you, back to back. Explain to us the makeup of a champion.
Well,
and not the makeup you're wearing right now,
I never
but the makeup
makeup
of a championship team.
However, number one is the belief. You have to believe and trust in your teammates. Trust is the most important thing. And most people think trust comes from on the offensive end, but it's trust on the defensive end. Meaning, Ernie, if I'm going to send you baseline, I said that's the game plan. I have to trust that my teammate's going to be there. And I'm going to do it regardless if he misses his assignment 1 or 2 times. That's the trust you have to have.
Ernie, you know why I like drinking Shaq Fu Punch?
Why?
Because it's about finding the right mix. So in basketball terms, it's about coaches, star role players. Everything has to be working together. That's why these guys can be great.
I can't believe that you just promoted one of your products into discussion of what it takes to become a champion in the NBA.
I wasn't really promoting. I was just giving you a Shaq-nology.
That's his 12th promotion. I'm going to start promoting things.
I'm not promoting the Shaq-nologies. Mm-hmm. You know what? I won't say nothing else about myself or any product I'm endorsing. Man up, you two.
Here's Kevin Harlan.
See the Memphis Grizzlies and the Denver Nuggets. The NBA on 2K Sports. Thanks for joining us this Sunday afternoon. With Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan.
Boys, nice night.
Tip-off goes to Denver. And the starting group for the Grizzlies. A lot of defense with Conley and Lee in the backcourt. Randolph is the 4 with Gasol in the middle. And it's Green in at the 3 spot. Now here's Chandler. Foy, the pass to Chandler. Shot clock at 6. It's rebounded by Memphis. You can say so much about Marc Gasol and his defensive impact. As we all know, the Defensive Player of the Year back in 2013.
Yeah, tremendous size, Kevin, and the awareness to always get his body and frame in the right place to help anchor his team's defense.
Now, here is Gallinari. Jeff Green missing his last shot. And Gallinari kicks to Fareed. No good. And it's Memphis the other way. Outside Conley. Lee against Gallinari. Here's Randolph. Rebounded by Fareed.
You know, and for Marc Gasol, he might not generate a ton of blocks or steals, but here's a guy that understands positioning from a defensive standpoint, and he's able to just stay in front, challenge shots, and also provide help to his teammates.
Just around a minute and a half into the first quarter. Green, the screen, the dish to Conley. Green, left side. It's Gasol with the drive. No good. And it's Denver the other way.
And Marc Gasol has plenty of size to hold his ground on the inside. I'm always amazed how well he moves away from the paint. One of his great strengths, I believe. And although not the quickest, he has unbelievable footwork, which allows him to cover so much ground.
Really was a slow start for Gallinari last season. Took him a while to get back to speed after missing all of the 2013-14 season with that torn ACL.
Gallinari did get better and better over time, and he improved. He started to get back to his former self near the end of the season.
Yeah, had that huge 47-point explosion towards the end of last season. And listen, he's still a young guy and hopefully can continue to build after his injury woes.
Gallinari hits them both. One bit of news for the Grizzlies last year is that they acquired a single affiliation deal with a Clark, a D-League team, which you think is going to help them.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, that team is the Iowa Energy. They're a sole partner now with the Iowa Energy. Good move by the team in what is becoming a growing trend in the NBA.
And you know, it took them a while to get going, but they finally connected now on their fourth shot of the game.
Fareed, a screen on Lee. Boyd is just a Fareed. And again, Denver, no good.
And for Memphis and the D-League, they made the most of it. Sent 3 players for a total of 14 assignments with the Energy. And that's how you make the most of an affiliate. Yeah, strong move to the basket there. Nice power to get that up and in.
And Voigt kicks to Moutier. Rejected by Gasol. Conley with it, now guarded by Fareed. Conley, the pass to Green. A baseline J. That's basket number 2 with his third shot off to a fast 2 for 3.
You know, considering the Grizzlies and their D-League partnership, it really makes sense for the franchise. Memphis has always been a place where they grow their own talent. A lot of good players have come out of Memphis. Not a lot of big names signed in free agency by the Grizzlies.
So here's Gallinari after Jeff Green's bucket. 5 on the clock. To halt the run. Will not go. This is off the front iron. And the Grizzlies leading by 3. Coach is liking Clark what he's seeing from his offense.
And shoot, why wouldn't he? I mean, guys, they're filling it up with ease, executing, getting quality shots. I mean, this is fun to watch.
And guys, they've put the defense on the defensive. How about the purpose with which he's crashing the backboards right now? Some hard-earned second chance points. In a league that's becoming more and more pick-and-roll oriented, Zach Randolph is more of a throwback, if you will. I mean, he likes to back his man down and battle for those offensive rebounds.
Big group substitution here for Denver. Norkic checked in for Kenneth Fareed. Hickson comes in for Wilson Chandler. Barton's checked in for Randy Foy. And Jameer Nelson is subbed in for Moutier. So Memphis going with almost an entire new group here. Brandon Wright's checked in for Randolph. Barnes comes in for Green. Tony Allen's checked in for Lee. And it's Udrich in for Mike Conley. And that one's good. Barton. Oh, I love the power forward. Zach Randolph always seems to carve out space, the space he needs to play well.
Yeah, he's unorthodox but extremely gifted. A nice blend of physicality with high skill level, especially when you talk about shooting the ball.
An easy layup after coming off the pick. Udrich has got his first bucket in this one.
And now we can see them really working it inside.
Yeah, Clark, quality looks at the rim. That's fueling this run.
Now, here is Nelson. Jumper off the screen. Allen with the rebound.
Good little two-man action there, but they just can't get the shot to fall.
Yeah, but that was a beauty. Good-looking shot, well-executed play. I wouldn't be surprised to see them go back to it.
Here's Allen. 4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Gasol's in the post. He's guarded by Nurkic. And Gasol gets it to go.
Yeah, that's asking a lot from that defender.
Yeah, it certainly is. I mean, he just doesn't have the size to really be effective in that kind of matchup.
And so the first quarter is in the books. Grizzlies lead by 6. And we'll be back shortly for the start of the second quarter. Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And for Memphis, guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
It's all about their defense. They have just done a terrific job of negating the timing and spacing of their opponent.
Every shot is challenged and challenged well.
And the Grizzlies leading by 6.
And, you know, Denver was not that good against the West last season, but they weren't as bad as you would have thought. Managed to get 19 wins against the rest of the conference, and we know how tough the West is, so that's not shabby.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. So on the floor for Denver, Nelson is out there with Will Barton. Then it's Wilson Chandler. Then there's Yusuf Nurkic. And it's Hickson in at the 4 slot. Free throw good, Udrich. Well, last year for the Nuggets, they were really searching, and they finished 12th in the Western Conference. Greg, they were 30-52.
You know, not a great place to be.
No,
let's face
no.
it. I mean, Kevin, Denver never really had a shot at the postseason, but weren't good enough to land a high draft pick either.
Here's what Denver's going with right now. Fareed's checked in for Hickson. Foy comes in for Will Barton. And it's Moutier in for Nelson. Now here's Chandler following the miss by Zach Randolph. Over to the left wing. Chandler outside. Just 5 to shoot. Now in the scoring column with that deuce. 1 for 2 this game.
The defense left him just a little window to get through, and he just ducked in for the layup. Terrific job.
Dishes it to Udrich. we're starting the second quarter, about a minute gone. To the middle, here's Randolph, and a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. And to nobody's surprise, Zach Randolph enjoyed an outstanding season, Clark, in 14-15.
And, you know, ironically, by taking more of a backseat to front court make Marc Gasol, Randolph played better, the best rebound rate of his career.
And for the Grizzlies, they had to be encouraged by Randolph's play after signing him to that extension. I mean, he'd been set back by the knee injury, but he came back in a big way. And Randolph happy to be back in Memphis. He said, this is home. This is where I belong. And look, he's helped establish this team as a power in the Western Conference. And for me, this is the right place for him to be.
Second free throw, no good. Memphis known for how tough they are at home, but they were equally tough, Clark, on the road last season.
Yeah, grit and grind travels well, Kevin. I mean, even on the road, they were able to force teams to play at their pace.
Here's Green. His second miss, now 2 of 4 on the game. The Nuggets trail by 5. Foy dishes to Moutier. Second quarter of basketball, just over a minute and a half played. And he gets it to go.
And guys, consistency always a key for the Grizzlies. And when you talk of consistency, how about having the same field goal percentage, whether away or at home?
Now here's Green. He's got 5. Great touch on the 16-footer. Green's got 7 points in the game. For Denver, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field here to open the second quarter. Moutier with the ball. Fareed setting the pick for Moutier. They get the rebound. A second chance effort. And with that shot, the Grizzly lead is cut down now to just 3 on the bucket from Fareed.
And the defense just gets caught standing around that time and giving up the second chance opportunity.
You know, that just can't happen. They need much more effort than that on the glass. And, you know, to be able to knock down shots on the road the same way you do at home is why the Grizzlies racked up 24 road wins. I mean, it helps when you can attack the basket as they do and work things inside close to the rim.
And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far. Left block shot on the way. And good. Got the English that time as it falls. Going over some of the quickest players in the league, you think about Mike Conley and Clark. What sets him apart is that he's always under control, I think.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I mean, he takes great care of the basketball. He uses the change of speed and hesitation moves to get where he wants to go. And he's masterful in getting into the lane and finishes with both hands.
You know, Mike's such a gifted decision maker with the basketball, deadly in the pick and roll, a threat to pass, shoot, or finish inside. And how about that teardrop that he's perfected, able to finish with either hand, just a terrific strength of his game.
Here's Moutier.
And, you know, if you think about Mike Conley, some of the similarities to Tony Parker, I mean, they both present that tremendous quickness and balance between scoring and passing. Both are also terrific finishers in the paint. And look, they started at opposite ends. Parker more of a scorer, Conley more of a passer, but now I see a lot of overlap as their games have evolved.
And it's the Grizzlies with the ball. Denver able to drain the three. Here's Carter. And Kenneth Faried pulls it down. Faried's got his third rebound on the night. Moutier kicks to 4. Can't tie it up as that one misses. Lee outside. The shot by Carter. Nobody around. Makes no mistake on the open jump shot. Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played. Faried a screen on Conley. Here's Moutier. Grizzlies with the rebound. Carter outside. Green against Nurkic. With the fadeaway. Green, no luck. The Nuggets trail by 4. Here's Foy. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
Boy, and for Randy Foy, I thought it was a big bounce-back year for him last season. His points per game were the highest they've been in 5 years, and his field goal percentage was the highest it's been in 5 years as well.
All right, now, take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one drops. Talking about Randy Foy last year, one difference is that he started almost every game, 78 the most in his career. That may have given him, Greg, additional confidence. Who knows?
Well, where I was impressed, Kevin, with his improvement was as a facilitator and rebounder. He seemed to lose his mojo for a few years in there, but last season, I really feel like he got it back.
And Foy hits both of them. Memphis leading. There's a minute left in the first half of basketball. Allen, that's good.
You know, that's been a big part of their offense in the early stages. I mean, their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range, right at the rim.
And Clark, they might as well keep doing it. I mean, attack the basket until the defense makes an adjustment.
Nelson, no luck. 2-for-1 chance here.
Let's see if they use the clock to their advantage.
Udrich, the pass to Allen. Terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in. Now it's a 6-point Memphis lead.
An excellent display of passing out there, fellas. I mean, 8 of their last 10 points have been assisted on.
And they just keep finding the open man.
Faried.
Grizzlies foul call. Brandon White. That's his first personal foul.
For Denver, they have hit all 4 of their chances so far in this one.
And they shot their free throws at a measly 73% clip over the course of last season.
And, you know, there was plenty of blame to go around for that. I mean, it wasn't just 1 or 2 guys. I mean, for the most part, the entire team struggled.
That free throw, no good. Will Barton, he's checked in for Denver. And the second free throw, good. There's 25 seconds left to play here in the half. And Udrich kicks to Barnes. Wright sets a screen. Allen dishes to Udrich. 6 on the shot clock. Wright, right side. Here's Allen. And Wright throws it down.
And a few more points tacked on to their lead in the cruelest way possible.
You're right. Yeah, those putback jams sting, don't they? My goodness.
Yeah, they really hurt you. I mean, the defense forces a miss and then can't rebound it and finish off the defense. They're hanging their heads in their chest now.
And so that's the end of the first half. Memphis out in front. They're up by 7. We'll see you after halftime for the beginning of the third quarter.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show. Ernie Johnson along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. It's Memphis out in front at the half. They have a nice 7-point lead. Shaq, let's get your opinion on their game so far.
Well, the shots were dropping for them. I mean, they were just dropping out of everywhere, dropping out the ceiling, dropping out the popcorn guy, man's hand, whatever. It didn't matter what the defense was. They found a way to get a good look almost every time. They just got to be patient, take as long as they need to keep finding those high percentage shots.
And over to Kenny. What did you think about Denver?
Well, they're trailing in this game because they're shooting under 35%. Now, I've got to give a lot of credit to the defense, forcing the shooters off their spots and making them feel uncomfortable. But if someone takes something away from you, you have to be able to adapt. So they need a whole new game plan because right now they're in trouble.
And that's it for halftime as the second half is just about to get underway. See you after the game.
Now in the court, your Furio.
The second half just about to get going here. One guy who's getting it done is Jeff Green.
Yeah, and sometimes it's the little things, the intangibles, that make a big difference.
Exactly. The numbers don't necessarily pop out, but he's really making his presence felt out there on the court.
And it's the Grizzlies with the ball. 7-point game, the biggest lead in the game. So on the 4 for Memphis. Green is the 3 with Zebo at the 4. A lot of defense with Conley and Lee in the backcourt. And it's Gasol at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Now here's Lee. Clock at 6. Here's Randolph. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. He's 0 of 2 at the line in this one.
Zach Randolph at the line for 2.
And he knocks down the first one. And so he's able to get 1 of 2. Tanking is something that all teams that are out of it tend to do. I hate that word, Clark, but it seems to be the one used by a lot. Nuggets didn't really try to hide it last season either.
Well, you know, it certainly looked that way. Right around March, they just started sitting key players for no real reason. They framed it as rest, but it didn't quite look that way.
Here's Randolph. Following the basket by Emmanuel Moody. Another shot. Randolph can't hit.
If he can improve on what's been a shaky day for him thus far, they could stretch this lead out.
Gallinari passes to Foy. Over to the wing, and Fareed kicks to Gallinari. Fareed setting the pick for Gallinari. Just 5 on the clock. Pass to Foy. From outside the arc. No good. And the Grizzlies going the other way now. Here's Lee. It's tipped.
And they start the second half with 3 straight misses.
Gallinari dishes to Moutier. 13 feet away. No luck. Good work defensively by Conley. And the Grizzlies leading by 6. Lee with the ball. Now defended by Moutier. Conley the pass to Randolph. Looking for Gasol. He gets it there. From down in the low post, it goes. Gasol's got his second bucket.
Finally, they get one to drop. That's one of their first 4 here in the third. And Marc Gasol, surprisingly nimble for a 7-footer. He really moves his feet well at both ends of the floor.
Of Nurkic. He's checked in for Kenneth Faried. And Memphis also making a switch. Vince Carter, he's checked in for Green. The Nuggets trail by 8. And when you look at Marc Gasol now versus when he came into the league, remarkable how that body of his, Clark, has transformed.
Kevin, he changed his diet and he dropped a bunch of weight. Believe it or not, he even grows vegetables at his house. He's really gone all in on the transformation of his body.
Clark, good information.
Yes, sir.
How'd
That's
you
what we
know
do.
that stuff?
That's what we do here.
Woo.
Info and entertainment.
Oh.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
Now, here is Gallinari. Here's Nurkic. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Well, we're into the third quarter, just over 2.5 minutes played. Conley kicks to Carter. Randolph a screen. That drive by Carter. Tries again.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
It is. I mean, no reason to back off and give him the layup. I mean, much better off making him go to the line.
For Memphis, they have shot 2 of 5 from the free throw line.
And their numbers from the line last season, they're good, just not great, about 77% as a team.
You know, something you can point to when you're talking about their areas of success last season, free throw shooting.
He misses the free throw.
Well, I tell you, the Grizzlies guys were really dominant in the first half of the season last year, but after the All-Star break, barely played above 500.
J.J. Hickson, he's checked in for Denver. Barton comes in for Randy Foy. The Grizzlies also making a change. Allen's checked in. And no good on the second free throw, so he goes 0 for 2 there. The Nuggets trail by 8. Moutier with the ball. Conley picks him up. Moutier kicks to Nurkic. Stolen by Randolph. Carter outside. Gasol goes in. Right side, Randolph. Good, and the assist goes to Gasol. Randolph's got the lead up to 10 now for the Grizzlies. And Memphis would end up going 16-13 over the back half of last season. Down the stretch, they would only go 5 up and 5 down in their final 10.
Yeah, and Kevin, all those games so important as they jockeyed for position in the West. It was so fluid and volatile down the stretch. They could have been anywhere from a 2nd seed to a 6th on any given day, and they just happened to slump at the wrong time.
Outside Conley. 1:14 left to play in the third. He kicks it to Randolph. And out of bounds as the Nuggets gain possession.
That's a major mental mistake. I mean, there's no other way for me to describe it. He didn't know where he was on the court. That's a basic fundamental. You have to be alert to where you are.
Denver making a switch here. Nelson's checked in. Brandon Wright's checked in for Memphis. Barnes comes in for Vince Carter. The Nuggets trail by 7. Dixon, a screen on Conley. Nelson, no one around him. Misses the 3.
A slight advantage for them in the rebound department, but that oftentimes is all it takes.
Especially, Greg, when you're scoring the ball at a decent clip the way they have. I mean, they've done exactly what's necessary to take the lead.
And that one's good. 6 points for Marc Gasol.
Nice job creating for the easy deuce.
Denver's gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. Nelson dishes to Gallinari. 32 seconds left here in the third quarter. 6 on the shot clock. Nelson against Conley. And Nelson gets it to go. 20 seconds left in the third. Conley against Nelson. Conley kicks to Gasol. Puts it up from 12, and it's Memphis with another.
That mid-range jumper is just another one of his weapons.
Nelson. Off target with that shot. And we've reached the end of the third. Grizzlies lead by 9. And we're coming right back. Be sure to stay with us as we get started for the fourth quarter. And the final period of play just about to start. Here is Nelson. We've got Wilson Chandler. Foyle is out there at Jameer Nelson. And there's Hickson. And it's Fareed in at the center, filling out the middle. That's the group on the floor for Denver.
You know, there are a lot of bigger power forwards than him in the NBA, but very few that rise up like he can.
Here's Udrich. Feeds it to Green. Jacks up a 3. They grab their own miss. Right. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. It goes on Kenneth Fareed. And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown so far for the Grizzlies.
And I like how they've taken the high percentage shot in the paint. In that first half, we saw them doing it, and they've continued to succeed as the game has worn on.
Well, they've also really been dialed in with their jump shot. I mean, they have not missed much from mid-range today.
First one falls for him. Clark, Brandon Wright was moving all over the league last year, all over the map, traded twice, once from Dallas to Boston, then again sent to Phoenix where he finished up the season.
Kevin, he was only with Boston for 8 games after the trade. He seemed to find a better home when he was with Phoenix.
The Nuggets making a switch here. Boudier is checked in. No good on the second free throw.
And for Wright, being traded twice, he's one of those players that is so efficient, but in small doses. So really the ultimate bench guy to come in and give you minutes in the post. And that's a great play on the backboard for him. I mean, it's what we expect. All his second chance points do not come by accident.
Now here's Lee. Wright sets a screen. Lee outside. There's Green with the 3. A.J. Hickson pulls it in.
You know, I think that will ultimately be Wright's role going forward. A great bench option. Despite all the trades, last year he was still extremely efficient as a scorer.
And it's Foy missing, and the Grizzlies leading by 6. And Udrich kicks to Green. Here's Randolph. Chandler with the rebound. The Nuggets have gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. Hickson a screen. Kicks it to Fareed, and he jams it with authority.
And, you know, that's an example of how many plays we have in a game for which there's no stat. A monster dunk coming off just a terrific pick play.
Greg, you're right. It really did work to perfection. Gave him all the room he needed for the flush.
Boy, that's a sound physical play. I mean, can't be afraid to put a shoulder into somebody every once in a while. It's a contact sport, folks.
Well, perhaps one of the most intriguing draft picks of this past summer, Emmanuel Mudiay, can be a game-changing player. Was going to play, Clark, as you recall, at SMU for Larry Brown.
He sure was, and went overseas instead. So we don't know a ton about him other than his reputation is sterling. Now we'll see if he can live up to it.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Yes, guys, over that last break, I listened to Dave Yeager address his team. He was absolutely adamant, saying, don't let them off the hook. Let's keep our foot on the pedal and keep doing the things that have gotten us here this far. We're almost home.
Gallinari, he's checked in for Denver. Mike Conley's checked in for Memphis. Now here's Randolph. Courtney Lee is on the wing, covered by Foy. No good from Lee.
And how about Mudiay, guys? He has a very interesting upbringing. Born in the Congo, grew up in Texas, then spent last season in China. Already a very well-traveled young man for a player of his age.
Now here's Conley, following the miss by Kenneth Fareed. The kick out to right. Green against Gallinari. Green, no luck.
Unnecessary to go to the fadeaway there. It wasn't needed. Could have just kept it simple and taken the easy shot.
Mudiay kicks to Foy. From outside the arc, and he gets it to go.
And all of a sudden, that great run makes this a ball game again. And now is no time to take your foot off the gas. They have got to stay aggressive.
And, Greg, I think they will. I mean, they're close enough to taste it. So they're going to keep that pressure on and keep coming at it.
And here's Green outside. Green missing again.
Can't get anything to drop. I mean, the way he's going, it's probably not something he should try and shoot his way out of.
Well, they say you should shoot your way out of it, but his teammates probably have other thoughts in mind. The last thing they want to see him doing is continuing to cast that jumper. Really not hard to see why they're giving up points on this run. I mean, they're just giving them too many looks inside.
Yeah, and usually when a team goes on a run like this, it's because they are getting too many opportunities on the inside. Make them beat you from deep. Yeah, you can see they gave up a lot of points here in this run, and he just wants to break the momentum before this thing gets out of hand.
And, you know, that's a huge part of a coach's job, making sure you keep your guys in the best position possible at all times. So I like this timeout.
Of Nurkic. He's checked in for Denver. Then for the Grizzlies, Gasol comes in for Brandon Wright. And Allen subbed in for Courtney Lee. And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. Here's Gasol, and it comes off the front of the rim. The Nuggets on offense. They're on an 11-1 run. It's rebounded by Memphis. Conley's got his third rebound on the night. He feeds it to Allen. Nurkic with the steal. Conley against Gallinari. Over in the corner, Chandler. Now here's Mudiay. He's tightly guarded. Out to Gallinari. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Memphis trailing here. Outside Conley. Here's Gasol. It's good!
And when they've gone to him, he has come through big time. You got to keep getting him touches.
Now in the court, your very own Nuggets dancers. Let 'em hear it.
Now here's Moutier, over by Conley. Moutier, best of 4. There's 42 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Chandler a screen, 5 to shoot. This one for 3. Here's Nurkic. Now here's Conley. Clark, they'll be trying to take as much time off the clock as they can.
Exactly. Expect to see some long possessions out of them going forward.
And there's the pass to Gasol. From 12 feet out. Nurkic with the block. Oh, wow. Unable to get a shot off in time. And they turn it over. A very unfortunate time there to pick up the shot clock violation. Now, Moutier. So a close game sees Memphis take this one. This win, such a tremendous emotional boost for them.
Really an accomplishment and crazy finish to take a road game like this and simply deflate an entire building.
And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, Clark Kellogg, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. See you later.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Welcome back, everybody. Ernie Johnson here along with Shaq and the Jet as we present our Jordan Player of the Game, Marc Gasol. Shaq, what'd you think?
Well, he showed us just how good he can be when he's at the top of his game. And the building was stunned. You saw people leaving early, throwing popcorn, throwing hot dogs, spilling soda. He put on a CSDP, a crowd shut down performance. Man, that's what I'm talking about, Ernie.
He put on such a well-rounded display offensively. He knew exactly what he wanted to do to break down the defense. Even when they made adjustments on him, he adapted. He said, okay, I can handle it. I'll step aside, do something different.
And that's it for our broadcast here tonight. But we're just getting started on a new season in the NBA. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. We'll see you again soon.